Hi, Aquarius. So, I just want to get directly into your reading. There are some things we need to talk about, like Lilith is in your sign now. And she is a provoker. She is the woman. Funny, the Empress popped out as I said woman. She is the sexuality that women are told to hide. She is considered the dark moon. She's the one that will rebel. So already being in a rebellious person that she is, going into Aquarius, which is also a rebellious sign, until May of 2019. So yeah, like 6 months, I guess. It'll be about 6 months. There are a lot of, like, people are going to have a hard time keeping their mouth shut because there's this transition that's happening now where, you know, people want to be heard and they're going to say things to provoke other people and to project onto other people. Whether it ends up good or bad is kind of up to the way that it's said, but I don't think people are going to stay quiet anymore. So part of this is a really good thing because I think that we tend to keep our mouths shut too often and not really say what we mean. But Lilith could also put that bite in it while she's in Aquarius. Because Aquarius, you guys are the water bearers, you're the thinkers, you are the revolutionists, right? And having such a provocateur in your sign for 6 months, it can really shake a lot of things up. So I think you guys are kind of handling it pretty well so far. She just shifted into your sign, like in the last couple of weeks, or in the last week even. My days are so messed up right now. Like, I'm still trying to get settled in after traveling all summer. So I can't believe it's the end of September already, which is what we're reading for, by the way, if I didn't say that. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress and the World. So new foundations being planted, a lot of creative new foundations being planted. This cycle, I feel like you guys have been going through this cycle for a couple of months, and I think that you're kind of coming to an end of it or closing some chapter in your life. Yes, there have been some endings throughout the summer with the eclipses. There have been some endings, you know, probably at the beginning of the year too with the eclipses that we had. But really, as we closed all the eclipses off between Leo and Aquarius, because that was really rough for everyone to like get through all this Leo and Aquarius energy for how, I mean, it was starting with the Leo eclipse last year in August. Like, it's been a long haul between Aquarius and Leo. And I think now you're finally getting your footing back. You're finally getting that grounding. And I think that it's almost like the chaos of the cycle has now ended, and you're finally like able to start building things up. I always say with the Eight of Pentacles, it represents the sun in Virgo, which we're still in Virgo season for another 5 days. So like the very analytical, methodical, doing things, not skipping the steps, making sure that you're getting everything very, very in a row. I feel like that's what's happening. Creative new projects. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, an Aries. We do have the Queen of Pentacles down here. That could be a Virgo. But with the chaos of this cycle ending, and maybe not even like mass chaos, but because you feel like you're in a more stable place, this Chariot can come in and start pushing you forward, and it's not like doing this down the road, right? It's not like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now it's like in a straight direction. You know where you want to go. You know where you're headed. And the Five of Swords, to me, this is Lilith creeping in. Like, can you really do it? Are you sure that you can, you know, are you still questioning your motives, somebody else's motives? Are you questioning if this is the right, if you're questioning if this is the right path, the Chariot is here saying you're on the right journey. You're going in the right direction. And it doesn't have to be with an earth sign. You could have earth in your chart. It could be A new job with this. It could be moving, actual moving. You could be moving across the world or a long distance, right? Or traveling even. But regardless of what's happening, it looks like you're doing pretty well. I think the energy of things moving direct is really helping Aquarius like start pushing forward. Because when you're a fixed air sign, stagnant air is like, you know, like that really, really hot day where there's no breeze and it's like suffocating, right? Well, in the States, we're heading into the fall. And so there's a lot of breeze happening there. In fact, there are a lot of storms that are happening on the East Coast right now in the Carolinas and up in the Northeast. So please be safe if you're in those areas. My positive vibes and prayers go out to everybody there. And the Six of Wands came out on the Eight of Pentacles. So this rebuilding phase that you're going through, and now you're like taking the steps that need, it's like you feel like because the chaos is kind of calmed down, you can be victorious in this, right? You can take the much needed steps forward in your life. It's like that stagnant period is over, that the movement that you really, really needed is over. So we have the Queen of Cups on the Empress. I do feel like either there's a person in your life or this is you. This is your energy. Sorry, my nose always itches when I start your sign. There's somebody who is around you who is extremely intuitive, very creative, helpful. I feel like this person kind of embodies the divine feminine in that she's the nurturer. She's the one that will give you the advice, and even if you don't take it, she'll be like, okay, well, let's look at it a different way. You know what I mean? Like, she's the one that's kind of like pushing you along, but also helping you navigate at the same time. So, and I feel like this could be a new friendship, a new relationship, but it's in a very creative way. So this person you could be working with this person, or, yeah, she just seems very much of a friend. She seems like somebody that you can count on. You can bounce ideas off of, you can count on. And this could be you. Like, you could be that person to other people. It doesn't matter if you have water in your chart. You could just be really intuitive or very in tune with what's going on in the universe. And then we have the world. So we have the moon on the world. I feel like this total phase is going to end with the Aries full moon on the 24th of September. There's this feeling of you not really knowing. I feel like some of you are like, I don't even really know if this cycle is going to end right now or if it's just going to keep going. And if it keeps going, that's okay too. It just means that the lesson hasn't been learned yet. But there are some parts of the cycle that are probably ending. I mean, if we want to get really, really technical about cycles that we are in our lives, we go through cycles over and over and over again until we learn the lesson. And sometimes there are lessons within lessons, right? So even if you're feeling like you haven't completely ended a certain cycle or began another cycle in your life, I don't feel like it's, I feel like it's something that, yeah, I feel like maybe there is still a lesson within this that you're learning, that you're not quite sure. It's like you're missing that piece. And with Aquarians, you guys will like dig into those lessons sometimes until you figure out what it is. If you're still, and I don't know why this message is coming through, maybe it's because of the Chariot. If you're still there are certain signs who can be like fully woke individuals where they know that there's more going on in the universe than what we live on a day-to-day. Like Sagittarius can do it. Aquarius can do it. You know, there are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, all the water signs can really like live in a day-to-day existence from the time they're born, knowing that there's more to this world than just what is in front of us. I'm doing a general overall statement. Not every single person is going to be like that, right? Not everybody's going to be woke. But if you're an Aquarian that is aware that there's more going on in the world, but you haven't been through that full spiritual awakening where you're in the same spot as you were in last year, where you're in the same job, you're around the same people, you're in the same location, and you don't have to like add up all of that. If you're that person that is like still kind of stuck in the same everyday going through, and you haven't gone through that entire awakening where you've had to lose things in order to gain things, I feel like that's what's going on with you. Sorry for the long diatribe but the Chariot's kind of pushing you forward to let you know that if you are losing things, you're also gaining things in the process. And so there's no need to think that the stuff that you're losing right now, that you won't gain back, right? And if you have been really trying to get back into a place, like, for example, say you want to change jobs and you keep looking in the same old place over and over and over again, or you want to move locations, or you want to move houses, you feel this need to move for some reason, but you're still looking in the same energetic location and it's not working for you and things just aren't working out. That's because the lesson there is you need to be doing something completely different. You need to be looking at a different job. You need to start losing old people in your life that are no longer serving you so the universe can make space for the new people to come in. You need to lose the old job or lose the, and even if you have already lost all of that, if you're trying to get back into the same area, spot, place in life that you were before when you lost everything, that's not what the Chariot wants you to do. The Chariot wants you to completely move energetic locations, and it's going to take a lot of strength. You could also be dealing with a Leo, but it's going to, and we do have Cancer, Pisces. It is going to take a lot of strength, but you have that. And I feel like you also have people here that are helping you push forward and move forward in very creative ways. So I want you to kind of think of it differently, that maybe the cycle isn't closing or the cycle isn't ending, or you're not sure where that ending is going to be because you keep looking in the same old spot. Does that make, I don't know if that made sense. I know, again, whenever I do your guys' readings, I always get in such Aquarius mode where I use a lot of words. And so my Virgo mind, where, Virgos, yes, we do have a tendency to use words a lot as well. But I don't use them. I'm very careful about how many words I use and how I use them. So I know I'm really tapping into your energy when it's like word vomit after word vomit after word vomit. Just this huge diatribe. Okay, and then we have the Fool on the Earth, on this Earth sign, this Queen of Pentacles. So if you have an Earth sign in your life, I feel like you want to have a fresh new start with them, or you may need to have some faith in yourself or some faith in them. The Fool represents Aquarius to me. I know a lot of people say it represents Aries. That's fine. They can say that. Why does it represent Aquarius to me? Because it is all about rebellion. It's about the revolution. It's about doing things without really looking for, you know what I mean? Like, do first, act, or look later kind of thing. And that's not always a bad thing. But I feel like you kind of want to have a fresh start with an Earth sign. Or you need to build up the strength and faith to have this start, this new start. But I think that you're deceiving yourself in some way. 5 of Swords, there's a reason why you're like stopping yourself. There's this conflict. You're conflicted. There's a conflict within you. 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Pentacles, you guys. See, it's a lot better. It's like too good to be true. That's what the conflict inside is. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles is saying it probably could be a pretty good thing, or it could really work out in your favor, or you might be pretty happy with the results. And this doesn't have to be in a relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be in family. Like whatever this fresh new start that you want to have with this person, or you feel like you need to have some faith. They could be a business partner. You could be like starting a new business with somebody. Especially since we're talking about Pentacles. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Swords to me is really saying, that's really interesting. There are cards here that are in reverse, and I never have my cards in reverse. So there's a reason why this card's in reverse. I feel like you think that this opportunity is too good to be true, or it's not going to happen. But the Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. And with the Ace of Pentacles, it's something that could be really sturdy and really strong. So, even if you don't have a lot of faith in it, the cards are asking you to have faith in it in the second half of September, because something good could come out of a friendship, either with a Queen of Cups or a Queen of Pentacles, or it could be the same person, since the Empress represents Virgo or Earth, or like Mother Earth or the Divine Feminine. It could all be encompassing the same person. So I have, what's in reverse is the Five of Wands, which is so weird because I do not have my cards in reverse. If you guys know me, been watching me for a while, I don't read reversals. I can read reversals. I just don't, because that's how my spirit guides lead me. The Five of Wands in reverse is that you don't want to have that internal conflict anymore. You don't want to have that internal or external. And then the Four of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Cups, and then the Two of Cups. And then the Tower. That's why you guys don't, that's why this Five of Swords is over here. And the reason why we have these two together, it's like you're not even going to put yourself in situations where there will be any conflict. This is like, you guys can feel Lilith in your sign, and you can see how everybody's projecting right now and see how everybody's kind of fighting with themselves. And you're removing yourself from that. And you're also building things in a way, I feel like this is where that energetic shift is going to happen. I feel like there is either a relationship or a person in your life that's kind of a catalyst forward to knock you into that full, things cannot continue to stay the same in your life, that you can't be fixed air anymore. Everything's starting to move forward. Lilith is now in your sign. It's time for a little rebellion on your part. Maybe not provoke people, but there's this spark, this idea that comes to you at some point, maybe towards the end of September, and you wanting to start something, wanting to get to your dreams with the Nine of Cups. The fear of getting close to people, though, or getting close to someone, a particular person, or people in general, the fear is the rejection, because the Tower energy is so uncomfortable that it can be rejection. Already your reading is longer than everybody else's. I wanted to do like real short mid-September readings, and yours, of course, is going all the way up to 20 minutes. Don't fear the rejection, because fear is a human emotion that we have so that we don't walk into a busy street, right? But if we hold on to fear, we're never going to be motivated to do things that are in our best interest, or in our soul interest, right? So there's a very real fear about having a close connection with either a specific person or just people, because the Two of Cups can be your soul tribe. And I feel like the ending, like this cycle, the very last parts of this cycle that you're still kind of unsure about, and you're like, I don't know, I am in the same spot, but I don't want to move, but I do want to move, but I'm feeling the movement, but you know what I mean? Like that going back and forth in your brain, like what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I feel like this is kind of that last catalyst push forward for you guys to fully awaken to what your mission is, what your purpose is. Why am I here? What am I doing? Because an Aquarius can sit in their mindset and be in that space for so long and not be able to figure out, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? What is my mission in life? What is my purpose in life? Who am I supposed to be with? How am I, who, what, when, where, why, how? That's why you guys make such good reporters, journalists, because you ask all the questions all the time. And even if you're not doing it externally, you're doing it internally. So it's good that you're trying to get all this information and find out what your truth is. But I want to say that it doesn't have to be so hard. Like, we make life way too hard sometimes. You don't have to ask yourself 20 questions to figure it out. What you can do is get the things together that you're doing, right? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Get the things together. Be victorious in that. Just start there. It doesn't all have to come at night. But if you're ignoring anybody because you don't want conflict, that is, if you're like, keep staying a hermit because you don't want the conflict, if you're staying a hermit because it's too good to be true, if you're not speaking up, if you're not saying your truth, if you're not saying how you feel, or if you're not going for what you feel like you want, or having a new start, or talking to people in general. And like, maybe you're talking to people, I don't know, I could talk to you guys like all day long, and you would never get sick of me talking, and then I'd be like, I'm tired of hearing my own voice. So just know that you guys are moving in a good direction. And I really like this. I like the focus. I like where it's going. What I'm not enjoying is the distraction of yourself. Like, you're self-sabotaging by distracting yourself and saying, that's never going to work. It's never going to happen. Why would I even try? ... Right? We know that we do this. We beat our, and I say we because as a Virgo, I'm really good at doing it to myself as well. So have a wonderful end of September. The links for the soulmate readings are below. You can either go to Vimeo and order them, or you can go directly to my website. In the description box below this video, you can find those links. Also, if you would like to have a personal reading, I am scheduling for the first 2 weeks in October. All of that is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. I love you guys so much, and I will see you for October readings. Bye.